The New York Football Giants, shamed by Bud Dupree, Cam Hayward, and the rest of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the marauding defense, and number 7. This week, plus 6.5 in Chicago. And FanDuel has juiced this one up from minus 125 to plus 110. The Giants are plus 6.5 against the Bears. Mitchell Trubisky's Bears. I do have to encourage you to get in on that right now. ASA, AMP, it's subject to change. Who knows what happens? Danny Dimes' toe falls off or something. I don't know what. That line could change. So get in on it, ASA, AMP. Do it now. Go ahead, Schwartz.
Well, here's the deal. Everyone always wants to fade me, right? They always say, Jeff Schwartz, your picks sucked. I'm going to do something different than you. Even though I had a great week last week, I'm going to do something different than you. And so here's a contest for you to do it. Put your money where your mouth is. By the way, FanDuel also gave you one extra point. It's at 5.5. They gave you 6.5 and gave you plus money to take the Giants because I'm out on the Giants. I was out on them week 1. Eddie, don't roll your eyes at me. I see you rolling your eyes at me.
Well, what do you want, Spaghetti?
I was out week 1. Now you have a Bears team, by the way, that did admittedly offensively look like poo for 55 minutes of that game. But then they came alive. The defense was fine. The defense is going to rush the passer against the Giants. The Bears are confident now. And that's the number one factor, in my opinion, to winning games. It's not momentum. That's not a thing. It's confidence. And they needed this game for Trubisky to feel confident in what he can do. For the team to believe in what Trubisky can do. And
I buy that.
In week 1. It all happened in week 1. And their defense is going to rush them. Who, Eddie Spaghetti, who on the Giants team is going to stop Khalil Mack and Hicks?
The offensive line couldn't have played worse than they did last week Dupree. It's only looking up from there. And like I said, Andrew Thomas graded well. Will Hernandez was fine. Gates and Cam Fleming were miserable. But if you're going to compare quarterbacks, one quarterback is literally saved because DeAndre Swift dropped the game-winning touchdown pass, which, if the Bears lost this game, there's no way that people are feeling confident about the Bears at all. And I know they're home, but one quarterback on the team that wears, Giants blue graded really well. And Trubisky did not. Trubisky had a lot of bad plays versus the Lions and luckily was bailed out. I cannot feel more confident in the Giants this year. The Bears are not a good team. Well, there's just no way.
This week, you're very. I will say about what Spaghetti's saying. First of all, I see it both ways. Yes, the Bears were lucky ultimately to win that game. On the other hand, I think that the fine print gets lost by the team. I don't know how that happens, but that the Bears are feeling good right now because DeAndre Swift dropped the ball. They're not. All they're talking about is like, hey, a win's a win, all that kind of nonsense. But it actually is true, and they can feel a little bit better about Trubisky because that was a dime he threw to give him the lead. That was a legit great throw in a big spot for him. They still are lucky to have won it. But I'm with Spaghetti. This is a crazy amount of points for the Bears to be given to any pro football team.